Well, we think that Flo and Helen are perfect examples of how to love in a way you want to love.
Perfect. I agree with her.
And your names?
Portia
And Liv. Love you, Helen and Flo.
Yeah.
Is Carrie still working?
She is, yeah. Oh, there she is.
Okay, thank you all for being here today. I'm kind of testing the room sound. If I could get people to move towards that area, there's a lot of room that we can spread out. Moving that way, people can point. Move that way. And there's a couple of chairs that I had up front here for individuals that may need to sit. If we can be the courtesy of those who are Sandra and Miss.
Stop twisting that. Stop twisting it. Just hold it.
See how good we get along? Okay, if we could spread out. I wanted, seems that I'm the one with a lot of the words, but as you heard today, this is really an opportunity for us to celebrate the community, because when I came back up here to Gainesville, it was just so great to see the connections that Flo had, and for us to be able to blend our two lives together and what we have in this community.
Hold it.
So you had a service. I didn't know what Andy was going to say, but after all the stuff that Andy said, he really said what it takes to be a community. And that's what this town is. I'm just so proud of the way it, when I ran on the campaign, LGBT was never an issue. We've got people here that are with the Equality Florida and the LGBT community, our neighborhood. I'm not going to list all the different groups because I really want us to get onto the toasting. But I wanted to welcome. God, just looking at all the faces. Well, I'm going to toast. Alice and Anna can raise their hands. They are really the guests of honor because it was with them that we met. And with that, the toast, that's our welcoming. Rita, you can come up too.
You have a toast?
This is my brother Chris, 6 members of our family. My twin brother Kai is here.
We want to see you.
Kai, raise your hand. Kai.
He's tall.
My brother John. So 4 of the 6 are here today.
All right. Okay.
Hey, you got it.
Hello.
Oh. I can be with you.
What a group. So, thinking about this, I remembered back to our old family stereo, where I spent a lot of time listening to records on the family stereo. And there was one particular record that I listened to. It was my mom's scratched old copy of the soundtrack to My Fair Lady. It might not have been the best hi-fi because for many years I thought I heard Rex Harrison singing, "I've grown a costume for her face." But the words to one song, the jolliest song for me, were always clear. I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. So I gotta ask, that old Cockney party animal could get to the church the next morning. Are Flo and Helen such bad navigators that it took them 17 years? The answer, of course, is no. In fact, they're great navigators and bold sailors and every other complimentary maritime metaphor you can think of, except one, perhaps. It would seem they are slow in that one crucial sailor skill, knot tying.
Oh, God.
Sorry about all the navigation and water stuff, but the Warren family and water, we go way back. Some of my fondest family memories relate to water, so finding safety and security and successful navigation. For example, a story from one time, Helen, her brother Kai, and I accompanied our father on one of his many archaeological expeditions. And on the afternoon, it was a hot, hot day, and we stopped by a quarry for a swim. Before I could get my shoes off, Helen and Kai had already swum halfway across the quarry, and I'm getting ready to get into the water, and I see, coming from the other side of the quarry, an alligator. Swimming straight for Helen and Kai. Dad and I start saying, Helen, Kai, there's an alligator coming for you. Get out of the water, get out of the water. Helen and Kai, they've been there. Yeah, right. And they keep swimming around until they swim around and they see the alligator coming straight for them. At that moment, Helen's navigation skills and her speed of swimming came in and saved the day.
I think Kai still beat me to the shore, though.
Probably.
I was wearing my Tarzan Speedo. That's
Yes.
No.
TMI.
Too much.
Well, I said Helen and Flo are great navigators, and here's what I mean. Look, it took Ulysses 10 years to sail home. It seems that Helen and Flo found home right away.
Yeah.
I saw this development from a distance. Flo Helen started happening after Jan and I and our kids had moved north, away from the family, the hustle and the bustle, the Florida chaos. We didn't get to see them nearly enough back then. Looking back to those days, it seems to me now that I got to know Flo as a presence in letters that my father sent me. Flo appeared in those letters as a breath of fresh air, as someone my father did more than just bounce ideas off of, but in whose intellect, erudition, and curiosity he found a match. Yep. He was mightily impressed, and who wouldn't be? I've only in the last few years recognized that I was witnessing a transformation in my sister, worked by the power of love, by the magic of Flo Helen. I was seeing a weight lifting from my sister's heart as she found her way to a new family. This was not an erasure of her family, of the family of her parents and her siblings, but a way to remake all that, the blessings and the pains of being a child of Lyman and Joan. Not an erasure, but a reincorporation, a reinterpretation, a transformation, as Helen of the Warrens found herself in a new family as well as in new communities here in Gainesville. But enough about Helen and Flo. Let me tell you about my wedding. Helen reminded me the other night that it took Flo and Helen as long to get married as I was alive before I got married. Yeah. That's right, 17 years. Jan and I were a teenage wedding. And never mind what Chuck Berry had to say, in general, that's not necessarily well advised. Our marriage generated snickers, more than a bit of tut-tutting, lots of speculation about just how premature our first baby would be.
9 years.
By the way, our oldest child, Jeremy, was born 11 years later. But my ancient Danish grandmother put all arguments to rest with a pounding of her cane on the floor and her emphatic cry, "Let the children be married." Well, what wasn't there in that moment? What wasn't there in that teenage wedding discussion were laws preventing our marriage. No moralist denunciation. No cries about the impending end of civilization. It was a teenage wedding, and most of the old folks wished us well. Which brings me to Joe Biden's famous hot mic moment at the signing ceremony for the ACA. You know, one where he whispered to Obama, "This is a big deal." Let us here acknowledge that much of the reason for this day taking 17 years was the particularly treacherous waters that these two have navigated to get here. Water hazards put there by our culture. The Scylla of fear, the Charybdis of tradition. The ravening rocks of hate, the whirling vortex of a world of fear. It is something to think of all the energy going into this joyful event that we're also honored to celebrate today. It wasn't just two brave, expert, and determined navigators steering around the hazards, but millions of hearts turning to light and love. Millions of families creating a force that is grinding down those rocks, reversing that whirlpool. America is learning at long last what my Mormor said that night over 40 years ago. Let the children be married. So, lift a glass. Pick up a rhombus, but don't lose the compass. They made it to the church on time.
Helen. Wow, I missed my mouth. No? Okay. Devon and Celine? Okay. Devon and Celine. Yeah. Okay. We have another toast with our daughters. Devon and Celine. You can come up closer. Okay. Don't drink it all on the first toast. Stephen, the video is right behind you.
Hello everyone. For those that don't know us, I'm Devon, the favorite. And this is Celine. We are the daughters of the happy couple. And we would like to thank each and every one of you for being here. Whether you came from down the street or miles away, we really appreciate you all here to celebrate this incredible moment. I hope you all are having an awesome time. Celine and I wanted to say a few words. We are happy and proud to celebrate the wedding of our two moms. Helen, you became part of our family 17 years ago when we were kids. And we have been through so much together, especially for our adolescence. From our childhood tantrums to teenage drama, you have been there through it all and have helped us become the adults we are today. Helen may not be our birth parent, but she is a dependable mother to us. We are truly grateful for that. And the only thing better than having one mom is having two.
Yes.
Mom, we love you so much. You have supported us through thick and thin and have loved us unconditionally. We are so thankful for all that you've done for us. As you can tell, our mother is very precious to us, and there is nothing in this world we want more than to see her happy. And Helen is the person we trust most to bring her this happiness.
Thank you. I do.
Our unique family has taught us that it is okay to be who you are and be proud. And that love is love, and as love is that we will love is love, and that's what we're here for. We have come to understand that we are here to spread love. Thank you both for teaching us the true meaning of love, friendship, and family.
Oh,
Flo
thank
and
you.
Helen, congratulations. We wish you the happiness in the world and love you both dearly.
Another toast.
Cheers.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
And then I get to have a toast. So I welcomed you, but I do want to have a special toast here also. So many special people here, but I do want to make a mention again that Alice and Anna, if you would please come forward. You know, we have so many friends from throughout our life. Alice and I became friends doing a lot of things with the birds and cleaning up the beaches in St. Pete. And there was a time we were doing a beach cleanup, and this other woman showed up. And that would be Anna. And, you know, she just, their relationship took off a lot what I think Flo and I did, but they were years ahead of us. And when they invited me to come up to this weekend at the Rainbow River, I had no idea Flo was going to be there, but I just can't thank you both enough. I remember when we were driving home, and we're sitting in the car, and I go, so what do you guys think? And they're kind of like, you know, slow down. I mean, you just met her. And a lot of times, of course, when Flo would come, we did that weekend exchange where I'd go to Gainesville or she would come down to St. Pete, and we'd spend a lot of time with Alice and Anna during those visits. And so they had seen the spark kindle and grow for 17 years. And I just thank you both so much for being a part of that. And just thank you. So a toast. Well, let me say one other thing. Joan Fagan also to come forward as what?
Just saying.
Love it. Joan, this is one of my high school buddies, Sandy Calkins and Kiefer. Are you here? You were close to the door before.
Didn't forget somebody.
Anybody else that came from St. Pete, the high school? I don't think I'm missing anybody, but the childhood is just so important, and friends. Chris said a lot about our family, but it was also the friends that were so important to me growing up. And I know a lot of you have that same thing. And that's where I just want to thank my friends. Sandy and Kiefer, come up. It was so cool to have Sandy and Kiefer move into Gainesville just as I was leaving. But just very, very, I just want to.
And Diane Chantarani,
yes.
My first best friend. Are you here, Diane, somewhere?
Come here. Come on up. They met in the hospital on their birth month.
In Boston. Our parents, our moms were in adjacent hospital room.
And then one very special person, speaking of mothers, Inga, are you able to come forward? You know, my father was an only child. My mom had a lot of siblings. My Aunt Inga is one of the few of the siblings still here. Here comes Diane, the hospital birth month best friend. Inga. So anyways, here's one more toast again, but to all those people that are special in our lives, thank you all for sharing this day with us. What are you seeing? Okay.
Call Betty right away.
It was so happy and nice. I love the service. I love you.
Yeah, this community here is really great. Oh, I could have talked. Wait, Kiefer and I went skiing all the time. And the stories just don't end. Talk about the navigational
When
stuff.
you have time for honeymoon, do you think maybe we can get you to Sarasota?
Yes, yes. We've been talking. You know, so many of the last years we were going to Rhode Island every time we could while Gloria was still alive. But yes, we could get down to Sarasota.
I know. We really should, you know?
Yes, it's not that far.
I'm Anna. I'm Alice. We are A squared.
I think it's just a culmination of knowing Helen and Flo for years. And I'm so happy that they finally did it.
Yes.
To legally tie their names together.
Right.
And emotionally show it so well to the community up here. I think they did a fantastic job today.
Outstanding.
What about the turnout? It was enormous.
Oh my goodness. The biggest crowd ever. Oh, sorry.
And I understand it's all thanks to you.
No. they found each other. We
They
just
did.
happened to be there when they did.
And we were there, and Helen was, well, what do you think? What do you think? It's like, and I didn't know it had struck her that hard, but Helen was.
She was
And now
starstruck.
looking back, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was. She really was. So
It was wonderful.
yeah, they're awesome. They really are.
Yeah. And many fishing, Helen.
Canoeing.
Fishing and canoeing with Helen.
The canoe, the poodle without the paddle.
The poodle without the paddle.
Yeah, she'll have to tell you
Several
that story.
episodes of fish hooks. Helen has a.
Yeah, in a very inconvenient place on that trip.
Yeah.
She might recall.
She might recall that the pontoon boat trip.
On the pontoon boat.
I mean, if this is for posterity now.
Yeah, it was in a very inconvenient spot.
Many fun years of canoeing and camping with Helen. Many beautiful fires on the beach.
Sunsets.
Many
all
hikes.
of it.
Many hikes in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, Helen and Flo, we love you both very much, and we're honored to be a part of your life.
Absolutely.
And we'll continue to be.
It's okay. It's good. She said it wasn't that good. It's all good.
Like the way you nestle into my mind. Your smiling eyes, they draw me in so tight. So here we are with all this warmth in our hearts, living love on our side of the sun. Let the breeze into my sun-kissed soul, leaving room to only usher out the cold. So here we are with all this warmth in our hearts, living love on our side of the sun. Living love on our side of the sun. I'm so in love with you, loving on my cloud. I hope we float up here and never come down. So here we are with all this warmth in our hearts, living love on our side of the sun. Living love on our side of the sun. Living love on our side of the sun.